Hello guys and welcome back, SCOTTIESNR here, and it is attempt 2 at Goodwood. As you can see, a very strong split here. Mr. Sam has stuck it on pole, but we've got Mr. Jim very fast, Mr. Mitchie, we've got VQS Ram, VQS Funds, we've also got our very own Mr. James in the house. JJ's also here, along with fellow YouTuber Mr. Jev. Always nice to jump in a lobby. We've only been in a couple of lobbies with Jev, but we've qualified pretty good here. I think 114.7 we've done in this is qualified as in 4th position, but we'll get a poor start, a poor run, and straight away we're a wee bit worried that we're out of the slipstream. Of course, we have won the sexiest livery of the race award as usual. Shout out to Mr. Blue Ukulele, the designer of it. Has made us a few personalised liveries. And we're back up into the slipstream now, so we can hopefully start to settle into this one. This was a thoroughly intense and enjoyable race. We couldn't really afford to have, if we want to have any chance of getting into a top split lobby, when we can't afford a bad race. Any kind of wee wheel on the grass will end all of our hopes, probably for good. We may well never be back at this level again, and especially not on a track that's one of our favourites, in a car that is very competitive. Trying to let that guy know by not going to the inside that we've no interest. We want him to hit his own line, stay in the slipstream. Can't afford to get into a battle and let those other two get away at this stage. But Mr. Jim has made the move into the lead ahead of Sam. The slipstream bunches us all up. We've got a wee bit of a gap. No pressure on the ass area just at the moment. It bunches up, the 4 of them. It's a 4-way battle for the lead. Can we sneak ourselves up? Need to be very careful not to have any contact with the car in front at the same time as trying to squeeze Sam. But no joy just yet. And this wee bit of battling has brought the other guy behind us, and neither is pressure on the ass area. We're more trying to defend our own spot from the lunge rather than have a go at Sam here. We must stay as clean as we can with Sam at the same time as protecting our own line and our own position on the track. And we've survived it. Another lap done, but it's only 2 laps we've survived so far. This is pretty intense racing, and again we've got a slightly better chicane than the guy behind, so the pressure on the rear end has disappeared for now. And this run along this straight, you can see, just helping us have the speed of these guys ahead. If there was no slipstream involved whatsoever, if there was no such thing as slipstream, we would just be right here where we are and dropping back more likely, rather than being competitive and being in the battle. But there is such a thing as slipstream, and we are in that shit 100%. Is there anything to be had on this lap? The pressure in the rear end starting to mount yet again. Mr. CSRT behind us, as well as VQS Funds and a Primaran, and JJ has made his way up to 8th position as well. Lap 4 started, 3 laps in the bag, and at the moment the number on our door in the 2nd split lobby is number 15. And as I say, all we want to do is have good, clean, steady results and keep improving, in hope that before the end of this evening we would indeed arrive in a top split lobby. for perhaps the one and only time we're ever going to get a chance to be there. As is it a spot opening up on the inside, we try to take advantage. Have we got the drive? Have we got the drive? We get a wee bit of slipstream as well. Surely the slipstream's coming back out our direction as well in this one. It is indeed, and we're up into the top 3. We've got our hands on a bottle of bubbly. You know how much we love a bottle of bubbly. But still, at this point of the race, not thinking about the win or the bubbly or anything at all. Thinking about it's just survive. Another clean race, and every time we look behind, it was nervous because there was a shitload of fast guys right there to take advantage. But we're holding it together at the moment, and this looks like there could be a bit of a run being had here. Is Sam going to get a run? Enough of a run for any side-by-side action? He's got enough of a run for the guy to have to go defensive. And again, a slight hold up in the pace can only bring the group behind us closer and closer. At the moment, we're in a 5-way battle for the lead. As Sam drops a wee wheel out on the grass, a small mistake there from Sam, and we're up in the second position. Sam now under pressure in the background there. There's 3 wide and someone's out on the grass. He's going to have 30 tyres back on board with ourselves, and they're trying to make a move for the lead around the outside of a second split lobby race. The hands were a-sweating, the legs were a-shaking. Would we handle this shit? Is there a possible run to be had now on Mr. Jim? By the end of this straight, he has no slipstream out front there. We must be hoping at this stage for a bit of a run on him. And we might have even lost the slipstream there behind. For the moment, we've got him going defensive anyway. Very risky to try and hang it around the outside there. Just more or less trying to get him offline and hope that a wee cutback or something can happen for us. But again, this is just slowing our pace down and inviting the other people right back into it. And look at those bunch behind. There's 1, 2, 3, 4. There's a bunch of 6 behind, all still in with a chance of the win in this one for sure. And again, we try and hold it around the outside. A bit more balls this lap, and does it come back to haunt us as we drop a wheel on the grass. And my goodness, the heart was in the mouth there. We thought it was all over. Our top split chances done and dusted, but we've managed to hang on to it. We've now lost the slipstream, however, to Mr. Jim. This is now Jim's chance to get a bit of a breakaway on us. And Sam has recovered from his earlier mistake, and he's back up on our ass in the slipstream once again. JJ making his way up to 7th place there in the background. No problems at all really this round with the tyre wear. The hard tyres seem to be pretty reasonable, and it was only ×4. It was basically a sprint race from start to finish, so all about qualifying really. Had to get a good qualifying. As Sam shows us a nose to the inside. Do we want to battle that? No, we don't want to battle that. We just want to survive, as we say. We're just looking to survive. And we know Sam qualified on pole. He's dropped the wheel. He's now fought his way back up. He's caught us. He has the speed. Let's use him to our advantage. At the moment, he's our very own secret weapon. We have asked him to climb aboard the rocket launcher, and we've pointed him directly at Mr. Jim in front and released him. Can he pull us back into that battle for the win? He's certainly helping us survive from this wee group. Directly behind us with no intentions of going for a pass here on Sam. Sam has a bit more speed on us for sure. And we're hoping that Sam knows that, as we're not showing a nose to the inside of him and stuff like that. Really good racing so far from everyone I've been close to on the track in this race. At the start of this one, there was 4 of us, all side by side, within inches of each other, and we've all survived it, no problem. Very hard yet very fair racing. As the leader, is that all 4 wheels on the grass there? Is he perhaps going to have a set of dirty tyres now around this corner? And Sam has not got that one that good, and we'll have to show nose to the inside, and the drive of the Scirocco is going to swap that position once again with Sam. We didn't really want to swap that, but Sam made a small mistake there in that corner, so we took advantage of that rather than lift off. And in fact, the big bunch behind us, as you see, there's still 2 of them, 3 of them perhaps, maybe even 4. But 2 for sure. Threatening to get right back in. Yet again, Mr. Jim just out of slipstream range. Sam right behind us, trying to nudge us nice and gently, the gentlest of kisses from Sam that pushes forward slowly but surely into that slipstream, hopefully. Sam with a slightly better run there out of that corner up towards the chicane, and again the leader is that 4 wheels on the grass that lap. Mr. Fawns now up into 4th behind Sam. Bit more of a gap opened up though behind Sam, bit of breathing space starting to open up for us. That Battle of Bubbly is starting to be secured by the looks of it, and a lot of improving in the DR front if we can bring this one home. Again, Sam with the smallest of nudges. Luckily no ridiculous silly Gran Turismo penalties handed out for any of these wee small nudges. They're clearly wee nice friendly nudges. We would prefer to have Sam ahead of us as usual, same as what we did earlier. If he gets any kind of run on us, we'll hopefully hand it over without losing any time, and let Sam continue trying to hang with this here Mr. Jim guy out front, because he is hauling ass. You can see our lap times. We've had 2 per laps. Lap 2 was that's when the 4-way battle was going on. However, we've had on lap 6 per lap a 1:16.5, but the rest of our laps are mid 15s to low 15s, so we're hitting our own lines and staying out of trouble. Lap 11, the win is still here for us in this one at the moment, and again another bit of space opened up, just releasing that pressure on the rear area. Whenever we start to look behind us now, we would love Sam to get a run on us here to take that pressure off the rear end altogether and not have to worry about anybody fall into that wee bit of space. Excuse me. Apologies for any mumbles or stumbles. You should know by now, our editing skills is non-existent. We get this shit done in one go, no matter what way it comes out. That's what just gets. There's no second tries for myself. And again, just frustratingly, just out of that slipstream, the Mr. Jim, doing a very good job, Jim, out front. How's Sam looking behind us? There's still no run to be had from Sam at the moment. is Sam starting to think to himself, it's now. If I needed to win this race, or if I want to have a chance of winning this race, it's now that a move has to be done. Now he gives us another wee nudge, and around this one again he's had more pace than us on the way out of here, and he does have more drive, and we should have backed off earlier, because that leaving it that late to back off has punished us. One more time, we'll have a look at that. We've seen Sam, you don't see the radar now, but we've seen Sam coming there. We hoped that Sam might have backed off and we held it in, but he didn't back off. He did have the drive, and he did have a nose on the inside. Really, the last time we should have lifted off now. We should have given Sam that position fully, and then we were still in a good position. As it stands, lap 13 about to start, and we are just out of the slipstream now. However, we do have that battle of bubbly for third position, and when we have a look behind us, there is a pretty decent gap. There's only 3 to go. We're thinking to ourselves, it's ours. Not just yet, but we are starting to think that to ourselves. We're starting to think, okay, forget about those 2 ahead. We've got ourselves a battle of bubbly. Just bring it home. Drive like a granny. Hit your wee safe, steady granny brake in our ears. And the least we should be able to get here is a third position. Possibly more if Sam manages to put any sort of pressure, or any of the guys in front make any mistakes. 3 guys in the background in the distance there, and one of them is young JJ Balding. Check him out on YouTube as well. Young man, only 12 years old, races go-karts in real life too. Jack Balding, very fast on this game also. Got himself up into the top 5. Lap 14, and I do believe it was a roundabout now. If we jump outside the car on lap 14, it was now. We had a smile on our face. We were very sure that we were bringing this home. There was going to be no wheels dropped, or no paintwork lost in the chicane, and you can tell, you can see that smile. It doesn't matter what kind of helmet you're wearing, how dark of a tinted visor, or how reflective of a tinted visor you have on, you cannot hide a big smile like that. Thoroughly enjoyed this one, and must have given us a lot of improving as well, if we bring it home, of course. Not that I'm giving anything away, but of course we're going to bring it home. Surely there'll not be a disaster that's going to happen to us. JJ has also made his way up to 4th position. A very good race then for JJ, this one as well, as I think he qualified just inside the top 10, maybe around about 10th. So extremely good drive from JJ in this one, finding himself up in the 4th place. Back on board for the last lap, and we were over the moon. I can tell you now that, surely I can tell you now, yes, we're close enough to the end. We brought this shit home in 3rd position with no hassle whatsoever, and yet again we received more points than we have ever received before in our Gran Turismo career. For 3rd place in the 2nd split, we got 279 points, more points than we knew what to do with. Did we want to keep those points? We would have loved to have kept those points, but again, it was all about trying to sneak into a top split lobby on this track where we're in a good car and we feel consistent and competitive. Would we be able to do it, or would it all go wrong? Find out next time.